doppelgangsters. Welcome to the first and perhaps only ever Dirk Cobain Fireside Q&A. You know, it'll take some time for the lighting to catch up. You know, I just started this fire. It'll probably be alive for about as long as this fire lasts, in case you're wondering. We'll see how it goes. You know, I'm practicing proper fire safety. I've got a massive jug of water should this thing grow out to be a crazy inferno. But it's a Friday night. I got a bunch of scrap wood. I got a little bit of truth serum and nothing to fucking do. So I'm gonna have this fire. And look, I'm telling you, I'm an open book. I got one viewer right now. Amelia. Welcome to the first and perhaps only ever Fireside Q&A. This is the fire, I'm the side. And that's the main course. This is just a little extra dose. Now listen, I'm gonna have this fire and I'm gonna answer some questions. I'm gonna talk to the chat. You know, I'm just gonna do my thing while I drink this truth serum to ensure that every question that I'm asked tonight is answered honest and properly from the heart. So that's the plan, you know. I'll take the fire emojis in the chat. It's about as good as a question. Like I said, I got a big old jug of water here in case this thing goes awry. But let's have a nice little fire. We'll burn some stuff. How's the audio? How's the connection? Is everything smooth? You're my only frame of reference, Amelia. I'll have to ask. I don't know. I can't ask the other people because there's no other people yet. We're just having a fire, dude. Looks and sounds good. That's how I like it to look and sound. Paradox. Yeah, like I said, we're lighting up the night tonight. I'm drinking the truth serum. This is Paradox. I want you to know, this is the first and possibly only ever Dirk Cobain Q&A. So ask me your burning questions. I'm here for it. But in the meantime, just to ensure that I answer all these questions with the utmost honesty, I'm going to imbibe some of this Voodoo Ranger brand truth serum, just to make sure we're all being open and honest tonight. Cheers, my friend. Yeah, we're just doing the thing. I got some excess scrap wood, and I just wanted to drink beer and have a fire. Oh, it's gonna be good, Paradox. It's gonna be good. So like I said, and I'm gonna say this a lot of times until people start asking questions, this is the first ever and possibly only ever Dirk Cobain Q&A stream. So ask me your burning questions because I'll answer truthfully and honestly based on the fact that I've been imbibing this here truth serum. So I'm here for it. I wanna know. What do you want to know? That's what I want to know. It's just a fire, dude. It's just a little bit of fire. There's nothing wrong with that. It's already kind of fallen over. You know, I tried to build a nice little teepee. It's looking a little lopsided. Might have to get in there with my poker. Move some things around. Maybe I shouldn't call it a teepee. I think white folk burning teepees is a bad look. I think that's a bad look. We'll call it, I don't know. Can white folk burn pyramids? That might be bad too. Maybe I should just call it a wooden structure. It's gonna burn either way. Doesn't matter what it is. Look at my poker. Ooh, that was a good little boosh. How long before you went live you decided you were going to do this? I've had it in mind to do this for a couple of days now. I've been collecting this scrap wood, and I've not done a stream for a long time. So I figure, why not have a stream where I burn some scrap wood and imbibe truth serum. Look, see, now that I've stirred the things around, we're getting more light on the subject. You know, a little more visually interesting, right? But like I said, this is gonna be I don't know how long this fire will last. Maybe it'll last 5 minutes. Maybe it'll last 5 hours. Maybe the maybe the fire will go on more than my phone battery. But yeah, I've had it in mind for a couple of days. I want to do a nice little fire Q&A stream, talk to the chat. You know, let them get to know the real dirt. If only you had any burning questions to ask. This is the time. Now is the time to put it all out on Front Street and ask your burning questions. I got it. Look, I'll give you a closer look on the scoop. We're burning out of the hobo barrel, you know? You see there's a can of beer in there already. You got to get rid of scrap somehow. I'm not sure what the fire marshal thinks about that. I don't think the aluminum can is going to burn, you guys. Now, I didn't cut my hair. It's just looking a little wily right now. I've got it tied back because, you know, I don't want it to catch on fire. But in the meantime, we've got a nice fire going. I am imbibing this truth serum to ensure that I answer your questions with the utmost honesty. The question is, how long is this fire really going to burn? Do I have as much scrap wood as I thought? Let's see. There's more scrap wood over here. Like I said, I've got plenty of it. How about this right here, team? Can you even make out the silhouette of what this is? It's a big old log. It's a big old log of nothing. You know what it's about to be? It's about to be fire. If I can, oh man. No, that wasn't wise. All right, well, I thought that was more rotted than it was, but let me not kick over my entire fire barrel here. That'd be a bad look. Let's stir it up a little bit. You know, if anything, you should be watching this just in case something does go wrong and I knock over the fire barrel. You may have to call the fire department. Who knows? Who knows? Anything goes in the first ever Fireside Q&A, where I sit here beside a fire and answer your questions. I know you're from the South. Answer honestly. Well, I'll answer honestly. I'm not from the South. You know, I made my bones in the South. You know, I grew up here. But in the truth, I'm actually a damn Yankee. Paradox. Now that's the difference between a Yankee and a damn Yankee. A Yankee is a person who's from the North and visits the South. A damn Yankee is a Yankee that never went back. But yeah, I was born in New Jersey, and now I live in an undisclosed location somewhere in the Appalachian foothills, and I'm making the best of it. You know, I got a fire going, something to show for it. You know what I think this fire needs, even though it's already roaring just fine? There's a lot more kindling. Don't worry, I've got all the kindling a young man might need right here with me. Bam! Bam! Young Fonzarelli with the fire. Bam! Like it's a cooking show. But yeah, like I said, Paradox, ask all the questions you want. I will answer as honestly as possible. Now, I don't want you to think less of me because I was born in New Jersey, all right? You know, it's a handicap that a lot of people in their lives have been able to overcome. So I will take no judgment for that. But yeah, I mean, at this point, you could say I'm hillbilly bred, cornbread fed. Doesn't matter. I blend in. I pass. I'm Southern passing. I'll take that. I can pass as a Southerner. Yeah, I just like to give it some of that. You know, you think you're gonna blow the fire out like it's a candle, but really when you exhale into the fire, it gives just that little bit of boost of oxygen it may need to grow the flame. Now, like I said, I've been at this for some time gathering bullshit. I've got all sorts of like little fucking, I don't even know what that is, a dried vine? What do you mean, dude? I've been doing a lawn care. I got all sorts of shit that I could burn. Now this here, I wanted to burn this. It's a big old fucking log, but I thought I probably could have stomped it in half if I hadn't started the fire first, but I made the mistake of starting the fire first. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna line this motherfucker up against a post. Now I'm gonna try to kick this motherfucker in half, because I'm telling you, that's a big old chunk of wood right there, dude. It's a big old chunk of wood. If I can get that going, this fire might just last a little longer. Oh, we're off to a bad start. This thing's got some life left in it. Or maybe it's just waterlogged. Hey, you stop that. Here's what we'll do. You know, we'll exercise a little bit of fire safety, because I don't like the way that whole big coal just dropped right out of my teepee. Like I said, I don't think white men are supposed to burn teepees, but we'll just... There we go. Now that's that. No worries there. Now how the fuck am I gonna break this log, dude? Just jump on it? Nah, I'll break my skull. That's how you fucking do it. That's how you fucking do it. All right. We'll just put that shit in there. We'll hammer it down with the other log, right? No, that one needs to be broken again. But this one, that's fire-sized, dude. That's fucking fire-sized right there. If I've ever seen a fire-sized piece of fucking rotted wood. All right. Round two. We're gonna give this log the old American History X with a... Oh, nope, not quite, not that time. But I can tell by the way I just curb stomped that log that I've reduced its structural integrity. No, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not retarded. I got fire safety precautionary measures here. I'm not an idiot, as some may like to claim. Ugh. All right. You know who I've seen make a drunken fire worse than this? Shabisky. I watched him do it with my own two eyes on another person's property. He wandered around the property and said, I'm gonna make a fire. Talk about that for truth serum. That's crazy. I'd never make a fire on someone's property uninvited. All right, that big ass piece doesn't want to break, but I can tell you, after I let it rot in the sun for a couple of days, it sure will. But I got more. There's more where that came from. That's for sure. That'll catch. Shab likes arson. I can neither confirm nor deny. But I would say signs point to yes. If I were a magic 8-ball, that's what I'd say. But yeah, like I said, just in case you're tuning in just now, I'll let you know, this is the first ever and possibly only ever Dirt Cobain Fireside Q&A. You may never get one of these again. You may never again have the opportunity to ask me your burning questions and see what the fuck is really going on. You may never not have that opportunity. So if you have any burning questions, what would you like to know? I'll tell you right now, I've been imbibing Truth Serum, all right? The Voodoo Ranger brand Truth Serum. It will ensure that I answer your questions the most honest and authentic way possible. Until then, I'm just gonna enjoy the fire, dude. Ask him something crazy. Ask me the craziest thing. Danny, what would you like to know? What's your burning question, the love of my life? What sort of burning questions do you have for me? Because I'll let you know, I've been imbibing this Truth Serum since the stream began. I can already feel its effect taking hold. I'll say, you know, we'll do it for me as a birthday gift last year from testing 1 2. Can you read me? Are we live? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the sound of my voice. Please. All right, we're back. We're back. I'll take Danny's word over any of y'all's. I trust Danny. We're back. We're fucking back, all right? Now listen, I got this poker, and the truth, what this poker is, it's a snapped off broom. It's a broom handle. But if I put it in there for just long enough, you bear with me for a second here. All right, I didn't put it in there long enough. Well, long story short is it'll become a handheld torch, but I don't need that right now. What I need is a fire poker. Now, here's what we'll do. We'll take this motherfucker like it's a witch's cauldron. We're gonna stir all that shit in there. This fucking burn barrel, this homeless hobo fucking bullshit that I've been burning shit in for the last couple of weeks. We'll stir that shit up like it's a witch's brew. And in a mere matter of moments, you'll see just what this fire can do. All right, we're gonna break out the heavy guns. Cardboard. Pay no attention to any shipping labels that may appear. Now, all right, I may have fucked up. But the truth is, there's lots of kindling to go around, all right? We're gonna bring this fire back faster than you could say jumping jack flash, all right? Try to say it right now. Put your brains together, say it. Jumping jack flash. It's a good Rolling Stone song. You like the Stones? All right, the fire's live again. It's literally that easy. I bet none of you could say jumping jack flash in that period of time. It's impossible. There we go. There we go. All right, now that's a fucking fire. Yeah, I got 2 tall cans of truth serum here. And that's the whole idea, is that you should be here watching this stream asking me questions. Right now, it doesn't look like there's many of you here. Looks like you don't have many fucking questions. That's fine. We're gonna have the Fireside Q&A anyways, so. Maybe I'll ask myself a question. Oh, how was your day, Dirt? Oh, it was all right. You know, I had a long day at work. You know, my beautiful girlfriend, she brought me some donuts at work. That's solid, you know? A lot of people don't have a girlfriend to bring them donuts at work. That's a good day. That's a good day in my book. I got an eye on this thing, you know? Like I said, it's we're practicing proper fire safety here, as you can tell. I've got a big old jug of water on the side, about 4 gallons if I had to guesstimate. So, if this whole thing should just burn up into an inferno, I pretty much got it covered. Pretty much. But just in case it doesn't, I've got a pizza box here. We got this pizza box just to, spread that fire around a little bit more like it's Christmas joy. Probably don't want to stand directly in the way that the wind is blowing the smoke. It's probably antithetical to good health. You stand in some, even smoke like this, it'll give you cancer, dude. Fucking straight cancer. But it's just not, it's giving too much smoke, not enough fire. So we're gonna get in there and now that's some fire. Now that's a fucking fire. There we go. Kind of smells like Domino's pizza. based on the cardboard that I burned in this fire. But yeah, it's no big deal. We're just having a little fire. If you have any burning questions, I can't see your honesty I'm capable of. There's nothing. You don't want to. Don't put too many strange ideas into my niece's head about where her uncle lives. But sort of, kinda, but not really. There's lots of bugs where I live, but I don't necessarily live in the ground. Hey, dope voice. Long time no see, my friend. I used to do the old hangout streams, man. I regret not popping into those more. But that's kind of the idea of what I'm doing here. This is the first and possibly only ever Dirt Cobain Fireside Q&A. So if you have any burning questions, Mr. Dope Voice, if there's anything you need to know, now would be the time, because I've been ingesting Truth Serum, Voodoo Ranger brand Truth Serum, to ensure that my answers to your questions are the most honest and authentic as possible. So now would be the time, if you have any questions. Then I can understand why you wouldn't. You take a look at a guy like me and you're like, okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. Is this the Wicker Man? It's pretty close. It's pretty close to that. It's similar in concept, but the execution is just, you gotta, even if you know how it turns out, it's worth the watch, right, Skabibi? Yeah, I'm gonna need to take this big old log and do something with it, dude. Oh, I can fucking jump on it, but it's not one to break. This thing is just too fucking sturdy. I'm literally doing the tightrope on it. It won't fucking snap. It's not working. Look, I might just have to pile drive the whole thing in there. You should all like the stream for the fire. You're right. What other streamers going out of their way to share their fire with you? I built a nice, warm, cozy place where you can cuddle up to as these fall and winter months kick in. And, I'm not trying to say I feel underappreciated, but I feel kind of underappreciated. How about this? It's a soiled roll of paper towels. We'll just throw that right on top. Keep that top fire going. Fortnite? That's not a good question. Fortnite is a bad question. But I'll answer the question of Fortnite. Why not? You asked me. You asked Dirt Cobain Fortnite. My answer to that is, all right. All right. Why not? Why not Fortnite? I'll take it. What if I just fucking chuck it on the ground? No, that thing is not wanting to break, dude. It's a solid piece of motherfucking... Nope. I guess I'm very lucky that it didn't come back and bounce back into my skull. But just in case, maybe third time's a try. Oh, it did work. What do you know? I'm an absolute beast of a man. So the next challenge is to add these logs to the fire now that they've been to burnable pieces in my homeless person barrel. Now that's a little more fire going. How about that? How do you like that? How do you fucking like that? It's a fire bad. But yeah, Skabibi, just in case you didn't know, if you didn't read the title or you hadn't heard me say it 5 million times, this is the first and possibly only ever Dirt Cobain Fireside Q&A. So if you have any burning questions, now would be the time to ask them, because I've been imbibing this Voodoo Ranger brand Truth Serum to ensure that I answer your questions with the utmost honesty and truthfulness. So, if there was ever a time, get it off your chest now, we'll clear the air. Where did you find the barrel? It was here. I found it. It was already here. It's one flame-ass fire. You're right, dude. You're right, Some people may look at this fire and say, oh, that's a piddly little bullshit fucking flame. But if your children and wife were cowering in the coldness of winter and you came across this motherfucker, you would thank me. You would thank me. You would thank me for allowing you to sit by my fire, dope voice. So I appreciate your appreciation. What I've jumped through hoops. God, you can't imagine the back-breaking effort that I went through to provide you with this fire. Could not fucking imagine. Could not imagine. So, that being said, I'm gonna throw a little more candling on there, dude. Just so, I'm not all talk. Get some more fire going. It'll take. Give it a minute, it'll take. Yeah. Don't worry, it's working. I can tell. But yeah, we're just having a good old time. I just had some excess scrap wood and a couple extra cans of truth serum. So I figure, what more could that do? I mean, do the math. 1 + 1 equals Q&A fire stream. This is educational content. You can learn all you want about me. The problem is that no one seems to care. Like I said, I get it. You look at this, you think you know what's going on. It seems self-explanatory. What is there to ask? What could you possibly ask a man that's got all this going on for himself? I get it, But don't be afraid, you're curious. So ask me a question, and I will answer it with the utmost truthful honesty. I'll do it. What do I have to hide? I got a big old fire right here. You and your whole family, your kids, you could sit around this fire and you would be protected from the harshness of winter. What more could you ask? It's pretty beautiful, I think. I mean, fuck, you kill an animal, something that's edible. You could, rig up a nice rotisserie, spin it over that fucking thing. Granted, I am burning cardboard pizza boxes and shit like that too, so that may season the flavoring of the food you're trying to cook, but it's all part of the experience. It's all part of the authentic Dirk Cobain lived experience. That's all I'm trying to share with you guys today. Don't forget the can. There is a can of I believe it's Monster Beast Unleashed, one of those alcoholic monster beverages. That's in there too. Fucking flavor. You probably cook a decent meal. You take a whole hog, spirit, mouth to ass, and rotisserie. Sorry, my niece is watching this. If you take a whole edible animal, you could rotate it over that fire, and you would have a nice family meal that could feed your family, hell, for nights, if not weeks. But look, here's the problem. Like any good fire, it's kind of losing steam. That's why you bring enough kindling to do the job, all right? Because if you don't come with kindling, you didn't come prepared. Because that thing, you got to feed it. Like any other living, breathing animal, like a fire is, you'll have to feed it to keep it going, keep it healthy. When is Dirk getting married? Who knows? There could be some time. There could be some time. There could be some time. There could be no time. Maybe it's tomorrow. You never know. It could very well be tomorrow. For all you know, Paradox. To be honest, you're a smart, wise man, and you found the only single question that I won't answer truthfully. I'm married to the sea. My life, my love, and my lady is the same. Good one, Skabibi. Good one, Skabibi. Good one, Skabibi. I like it. I'll take it. That's the real and truthful answer, Skabibi. That's the one question I can't answer. So pick another question, Paradox. Now. And quick. So we can all move past that. Dude, Brandy Through the Looking Glass? That's a kick-ass song, Skabibi. And you're a kick-ass dude for knowing that I'd know that song. Maybe you didn't know. Maybe you didn't know I was that cool. But I like that song. It's a good song. Now, I will say, full disclosure, keep everything out there on Front Street. You may have heard a sound here recently that was kind of like a metal tin ting. That was the sound of me dropping this can of truth serum. So in order for this truth serum to work to its official capacity, I'm gonna have to chug it right now. And this kind of ties into Paradox's next question. I am 1.5 tall cans of Voodoo Truth Serum into this evening. But I'm about to chug down this half a can because I just knocked it off this fucking platform I'm using to stream off of. And now it's lost its fizz. So yeah, I'll have to abuse this alcohol by chugging it after I've knocked it off. It's, look, I've knocked the carbonation out of it. And the more I talk, the less appetizing it's gonna be. So here it goes. Cheers, friends. Yep. That was 20% foam. Now, like any good Food Network chef, I'm gonna add this Voodoo Ranger aluminum can to my Hobo Fire Barrel Surprise, and with a bam, bam. All right, well, that bam kind of, look, I'm stuck with coals here. I'm not gonna front. I'm not lying to you, dude. We're gonna need to throw some more kindling on this motherfucker right now. Like, right now. And then I'm gonna have to blow on it like I'm a fucking $2. I don't know if my niece is still watching this. Now, there we go. Now, that's what I'm talking about. But to expand upon your question, Paradox, I've got one more tall can left. So I'm gonna drink it. Like any reasonable man, I'm gonna drink it. I'm gonna do what I set out to do. We're 35 minutes into this fire, dude. 35 minutes. Now, Skabibi also asked a good question. There was a meetup it was between Baltimore, Maryland, and DC, Washington, also known as Virginia. And we had a meetup in between these two spaces. Now, during that meetup, my friend Shabisky may or may not have allegedly groped, unconsensually, my friend John Morgan's pee-pee. At least 3 times. Maybe, allegedly. Now, if I were to take a gander as to why that happened, I'd say probably because he didn't find it the first 2 times. Now, that's, again, that's my best guess. I can't speak for certain. I didn't do it myself. I can only put myself in the mind of a man who would do such a thing and give you my best guess. So really, there's no telling. There's no telling. But if I were Shabisky, I'd want to be for sure. I'd give it that 3rd time's the charm, just to be safe. But yeah, we're just having a nice little fire here. But again, just in case you were just stumbling upon this stream and you do not understand the premise of what you see before you, this is the first and possibly only ever Dirt Cobain fireside Q&A. It's like a fireside chat. You remember that guy? Was it Roosevelt? Teddy Bear Roosevelt? He did those where he was on the radio and he just talked to the people every night. Why don't we get that anymore, huh? Why not? Why doesn't Trump have his own radio station where every night at 9 o'clock he comes on and tells MAGA what's up? That's what I want to know. Why don't we have that? Roosevelt did it. Why can't we have that today? Everybody's got a YouTube channel, but Donald Trump would rather fucking make a tweet. That's all I'm saying. Not to get all political. Not to get all fucking political. Can you imagine, right? Everything is going wonderfully. I mean, it'd probably be the same every night. So that's fair. You're right, I can't imagine. It doesn't sound so good. Which is why maybe I should do more of these. Maybe I should succeed where Donald Trump failed. And I'll take the Fireside chat. Maybe I will. But we're just burning stuff, really. I mean, if you wanted to get to the nitty gritty of it, is dirt wanted to burn stuff. Maybe I'm a pyromaniac. Maybe I'm a crazy guy. Maybe I just like a little bit of fire. Dennis Prager took it already. Fuck. I could do it better. What a fucking idiot Dennis Prager is, dude. He's a fucking idiot. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, dude. Dennis Prager. Dennis fucking Prager, dude. Who the fuck does he think he is, dude? He's not no voice of the fucking people. Dennis Prager. Dennis fucking Prager, dude. Hey, Dennis Prager. Prager you, buddy. Dirt's Fireside Chat is a superior Fireside Chat. Yeah. Could be, if only. Come on, take the... Alright, I'm not Samoan, I can't do that. Maybe I can. Dirt's the fire starter, twisted fire starter. Yeah. Fucking renegade or whatever the fuck. Yeah, that's a good one. That one rings a bell. And not only that, dude. I do have, what the kids are calling these days, the Benjamin. Now, I can't prove it. But this is what the kids these days are calling a Benjamin. And just here for your viewing pleasure, I'm going to take what the kids are calling a blinker off of the Benjamin. All right? Let's see how much this illuminates my fucking shitty ripped up hair. The answer is not mine. I'm the instigator. Click masturbate. Yeah, I like that song. Dude. Fucking instigator. I think what we need is just a little more cardboard. I think that'll really bring the whole picture to life. Zero illumination from the Benjamin, I get it. My vape lights up too much and can give away my position. Yeah, I know that. Now, I don't know how high definition the image is here, but you can see that piece of cardboard I just added to the fire there. That is an empty box of Clorox disinfecting wipes. Now, if you don't use Clorox disinfecting wipes, I don't know. You may be infected. My vape lights up too much. Yeah, I just read that. But I'm just a twisted fire starter. I'm just a fucking instigator. Dude. You know what this Fireside Chat is missing? Some music. If I ever do this again, maybe I should put some music in the background, dude. I mean, it's a Friday night. It's only midnight. They can see the fire, the hills have eyes, as they say, but I'm just having a good time. Just having a little cozy little fire. Nobody's bothered if I have a little fire. Play a little music on a Friday night. Who was it who said we should make the movie Friday, but for white people, and call it Saturday. Not Saturday, call it Saturday. That's a nice fucking fire, dude. Forgive me for tooting my own horn here, but you can see we've clearly shown some light on the subject now. The truth is, I think just to keep this level of illumination going, I may just have to add me another fucking Domino's pizza box. Just to ensure that, you know, we keep this thing going here the way it should be. I'm inhaling fucking smoke right now. Unwise. That'll take. That'll take. If it doesn't, I'll fucking put it out. What do you want me to say? You know, do I look like Fire Marshal Dirk Cobain here? No. No, I don't. How many pizza boxes did you start with? 2. That was the second one. That's all I got. So we're out of pizza boxes at this point, but, you know, we make do with what we got here in the Cobain home. Speaking of which, that looks pretty bad, so I'm going to poke that. Oh, shit. Look, here's what we got to do. I'm not risking it. Look at this thing. You see that Domino's pizza box? It's on the floor. Not letting that happen. It's... Yep, you gotta go, buddy. You gotta go. We're not risking it. We practice proper fire safety here at the Cobain home. You were out of line, bud. You're out of fucking line. We're gonna have to find some other kind of fucking cardboard or paper to replace you. You know, some kind of cardboard or paper that knows how to fucking act. All right, not like that. That's not how good cardboard or paper acts. All right, that's a bad cardboard or paper. Fucking A. I'm telling you, I've inhaled more carcinogens tonight than I ever have in my life ever. Yep, Smokey said to put that shit out. Fire trying to escape. Yep, I just smoked 14 packs of cigarettes. That's what I feel. We're just having a good fire here. You know, Domino's pizza, maybe the smoke that comes off the ink in their cardboard is toxic. Maybe you shouldn't burn it. I don't know. Am I a fucking scientist? Yeah, right. Yeah, fucking right. I'm not no fucking scientist, dude. But Smokey the Bear did tell me not to start wildfires, so... In fact, only I can prevent them. You can't. Only I can. Domino's asbestos box, yeah. It's the best asbestos infestus. Missouri. Yep. Anyways, I'm seeing a disturbing lack of questions. And that was the whole point of this fucking stream, was that you would ask me a question. And I'd have the time it takes for this fire to go out to answer your burning question. But it seems like, you know, like I said, I kind of had this idea when I started the stream, is that, you know, what questions could anyone have? You, Mr. Dirk Cobain, you wear your heart on your sleeve. You know, you look at the guy and you feel like you know what's going on. So what questions could you really have? You know? You look at a guy like me and you pretty much got it figured out, right? I don't have any questions, only compliments. Well, that is very sweet of you, Skeptical Jesus. It was very sweet of you, dude. But, you know, I can't blame you. You know, I wish I knew what questions to ask myself, you know? Not to say I got it all figured out. I think I prefer it that I don't. But yeah, it's just another fucking fire stream, I guess. Like I said, you don't have any questions for me. You know what it is. You look at this fire and you're like, that's a man who knows how to make a fire. So what else could you really ask, honestly? I mean, I've not to say I've got it figured out, but it seems like I've got it fucking figured out, dude. I can make a fire. I can warm my woman and my progeny. So what's the point, you know? Once man has accomplished fire, what more does he really need? Your niece says good night and keep making funnies. Oh, my niece is very sweet. Thank you, Sage. You have a good night too, and you keep being funny too, because funnies are some of the best things in life. Thank you. Have a good night. I hope I see you soon. Well, that just warms my heart. That warms my heart warmer than this fire could have ever warmed my heart. Well, ain't that just sweet? Ain't that just sweet? Thank you, Sage. That was nice. Anyways, there are no questions left, only staring into the fire. I could do that, but that doesn't sound like a good stream. Okay, here's one. Could a genie make a boulder so heavy he couldn't lift it? Yeah, I think that is within the genie's probability. And I think just for the genie to get you to shut the fuck up, he would make a boulder and pretend to not be able to lift it because you are such an insatisfiable human. How does that grab you, Skeptical Jesus? How does that grab you? Sorry, I didn't imply that you need to shut the fuck up, Skep. That was more as like a commentary on that question in general. Them lion-ass genies. Exactly. What do you know? You're a fucking mere mortal, dude. If the genie pretended to not be able to lift the stone, you could lift it up and be like styrofoam, and it'd be like, hey man, what the fuck? You scammed me. He'd be like, oh no. That's a special stone that only genies can't lift. You're a rube. Like any human. The genie doesn't need to lift it physically, it can change again if needed. What? The genie doesn't need to lift it physically, it can change it again if needed. No, it's a magical genie stone that genies can't lift. You didn't understand the question, Nicholas. It may fall through the earth, though. No, I mean, it said only genies can't lift it. Not that the earth can't lift it. You're getting it all twisted, dude. You would be a shitty genie, Nicholas Rosa. I would be the best genie. Because I'd fool your ass, dude. I'd be the best genie imaginable. That was a good question, Skabibi. If only I was a genie, I'd show you how it really works. But that would only be one of your two wishes. Here's my question to you. How about that? I will pose this question to the chat. You must answer it specifically as stated and such. If you had 3 wishes upon a genie, what would your second wish be? I don't care about your first. I don't care about your third. What would your second wish be if you had 3 wishes from a genie? Take it. You know, if this has to be the Dirt Cobain question and answer stream, and I ask you the questions in the chat answers, that'll be what it be. That'll be what it be. Can't the genie create it without lifting it? Yeah. He's a fucking genie. He doesn't have to lift it. He can just make it. He's magic. He can do anything. If he could, oh God, you guys have clearly never met a real genie. Clearly. My second wish would be that I'd undo the mistake I made with the first wish. That's probably the best answer, because you understand the monkey's paw, Skeptical Jesus. You understand that nothing comes with only a silver lining. There's a touch of gray as well. That's very smart. The problem is you should have saved that for the third wish, because your third wish would have fucked it all up, Skip. So nice try. Nice try. You just don't know how to be a genie like I do. You've never met a real genie. To maximally leverage the first wish. I like that. That is the exact opposite answer that Skabibi gave. Skip said, I want to reduce the damage I made with the first wish. And you didn't care about the damage, Nicholas. You went straight for the leverage. Which is wise in some ways. I mean, fuck, dude. What good is the path of destruction you left in your wake when you could just wish for the leverage to sweep it all under the table? I wish for another genie. I mean, what if there's only one? What if you only have, I mean, look, if I was a genie and you wished for another genie, I would magically, transmorphically trans my gender and pretend like I was a different genie just to shut you the fuck up. Skep. I mean, dope. You gotta understand. It's not how genies work. A genie will do anything to get you to waste your wish and shut the fuck up. It's that easy. I would have fooled you. I would have fooled you, dope voice, and you would have accepted that as a wish granted. Hate the game, not the player. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, none of y'all actually know what it's like to be a genie. Now me, I'm not claiming anything, but I'll grant a wish or two. Next question. If I have to ask the question, I will. But somebody better ask a question, or I'm gonna ask a question to you guys that'll make you uncomfortable. How about that? This is the reverse genie. You're gonna rub my lamp, and I'm gonna make 3 wishes to you, and you gotta answer all of them. Hate the genie, not the game. I mean, whatever, dude. You know? It's not easy being genie, dude. That's all I can say. Maybe Gene was the genie all along. Okay, what's the solution to Israel and Palestine, but your answer can't contain the letter E? That's a good question. That's a good question. It's a common vowel. A lot of words contain E. All right, hold on. I'm pondering. It's a good question, Skabibi. I like that question. It's the first question I've had all night that made me produce a thought. No. I will answer this question without the letter E. Well, there's a lot of words that contain E, but I'm telling you, it's so easy. No, parade. The word parade has an E at the end of it. Fuck. Celebration. That's got a lot of E's. Fuck, at least 2. Freedom. That's got 2 E's. Fuck, I'm sucked. Nuke has 1. Fuck. Is there any clear answer, Scabidi? Is there any? Hold up. I will consult my genie wisdom. You know, that which was imparted to me by a genie that I once knew. But you don't have to worry about that, all right? Now, Suck. That is the answer to the problem in Israel and Palestine. The 4 letters S-U-C-K. Now I've divined the answer, you know, but you'll have to look into yourself on what that actually truly means from a genie's perspective. I mean, the answer to Israel Palestine is suck. How about that? How about that, Scooby? How about a little bit of suck? You know, not everybody considered that one. Who would it take? You know? Who's sucking who? But these are questions for greater minds to answer, Scooby, not you or I. When it comes to Israel and Palestine, the greater question is who's sucking who? Next question. Hold up. I need like some sort of magical being. I've got to breathe some more light into this fire and hope it doesn't burn my fucking glorious mane off my scalp. All right, come on. Come on. There we go. That's a fucking fire. Well, listen, I hope Benjamin Netanyahu heard what I had to say. Is dirt real or AI? Well, if you want to get down to the grass tacks of it, what really is authentic intelligence? You know, if you want to call it artificial, aren't all of these preconceived notions that were passed on from father to mother to son and daughter every day, every generation? I mean, how substantial can you really claim that to be? Or is it all artificial? Is it all a construct? Paradox. I don't know. But if I had to guess, I'd say all this shit is pretty artificial. It's not even a real fire. You know, I've been doing this fire for at least 45 minutes. As far as I can tell, that looks fucking fake to me, dude. I don't know. I mean, computers can do this now. I mean, what's the point of going out and building your own fire with twigs and sticks and coal and kindling, such as soiled paper towels and used Domino pizza boxes? Technology can do that now. What's the fucking point? I think all of this was conjured probably by Sora, because Sora has like that new fluidity thing where, you know, it kind of looks real. ChatGPT and VO3, they haven't quite figured that out yet. But if I had my best guess, I would say that all of this is AI. He's one of those air-breathing dragons. No, I'm not an air. Look, you sit here in my own chat and accuse me of being an air breather. You can choose me being you accuse me of being an air breather, skeptical Jesus. Watch your tone. Watch your fucking tone, dude. Not all of us are fucking myopic, fucking unintelligible air breathers, dude. Watch your fucking back, dude. You're gonna call me a fucking air breather. Look at me. I'm breathing 80% carcinogens right now. You're gonna call me a fucking air breather? Get real. Get fucking real. Air breather. Yeah, right. Nice try. First ever AI stream right here. No, they've been happening for a long time. No, they're real. I saw the AI generated SpongeBob bikini bottom bullshit. It's out there. Just Google it. It's a thing. This is at least like the 18,729th AI stream that has ever existed in the totality of man. That's between now and the end of time. So do the math. But what a nice fire we've got going here today. Do you have any burning questions, Paradox? What else? I need to smoke some meats. What kind of meats you smoking, dude? What kind of meats you smoking, dude? He's off that smoked meat. Speaking of smoked meat. What was that? Did you guys hear that? Did it just start raining? That's crazy. I didn't put out my fire. And, whoa, hamburgers. You wanted me to say the word hamburgers. That's crazy. Now listen, I'm telling you, if I had a nice grill rack to put on top of this hobo barrel, rusty fucking shit fuck rust barrel that is literally comprised of 98% fucking rust, if I could, I would put a little grill grate right on top of that, put my coals in there, and I would eat me some rust burgers right now. I'd do it. I'd do it for the love of the fucking game. Yeah. Oh, you're smoking hamburgers. My bad. Sorry, that weird sort of weather moment we had happen there distracted me. I forgot that I asked you what kind of meat you were smoking. I had some chicken wings. I got some buffalo wings. I could probably cook up when I get done with this thing, but I'm looking at that and I'm thinking I got at least 20 more minutes of fire to work with here. Wait, is the rust bucket that's been there for a decade? I told you I found this thing. It's always been there. It has always existed. And if only I could, I'd cook a hamburger on it right fucking now. If only I could. You know, I've got the rusty hobo bucket but I don't have a grill grate to cook it on. You know? I'd do it. Maybe if I searched hard enough, I'd have a rusty grill grate to throw a fucking hamburger on this thing, dude, but probably not. Probably not. I wouldn't want to eat off it. You know, I'd eat off of the grill grate on top of the rusty pizza box monster can fire, but I wouldn't eat off a rusty grill grate, and that's the deal breaker for me. You know, you want to get down to the nitty gritty, you join the first and possibly only ever Dirt Cobain Q&A from the bottom of my heart, based on this truth serum I've been imbibing for the past, 64 minutes. Yeah, I'd eat off of this fire and this rusty barrel that contains it. But if the grill grate itself that had rust, that I was cooking on, had rust on it, no way in hell. No way in fucking hell I would eat that burger if there was rust on the fucking grill plate itself. But fire out of a rusty barrel, I mean, really, like, what harm's it gonna do? What can it really do to you? There's gotta be at least one. Gotta be at least one. Somewhere. I mean, fuck, I could wander around a little bit, come back with a grill grate. What if I did that? No, I won't do that, because I only got 4 people watching right now. If I walk away for 30 seconds looking for a grill grate somewhere on this property, I may lose at least one of you guys. You know, when you got 4 in your hand, 1 card is a lot to lose, dude. So what I'm asking you is to ask me a question right now. If you don't ask me a question, you gotta have some kind of burning fucking question for this man right here who's brought you this burning fucking fire, or I'm gonna walk off and find a grill grate and think about what to ask you, the general viewer, of someone who may stumble upon this bullshit live stream. You tell me. You know what I want to know? I'll tell you this right now. How come for years YouTube was like, you can't say bad words. You can't say bad words in the first 10 seconds of your video, or that may fuck up the algorithm. How come I'm pulling up ads on my YouTube right now, and the first thing is, that shit is fake? Like, bro, you're gonna throw the word shit in my face after I've been pussyfooting around your algorithm for fucking, what? How long? How long? Too many fucking years. I've been pussyfooting around this algorithm for 2 fucking years, and you're gonna tell me the advertisers can look at me and say, shit, Dirt, we're selling you shit. Fuck you. Fuck you. And your advertisements. And whatever shit you're trying to sell me with the word shit involved in the first 2 seconds of your fucking ad. YouTube is a goddamn hypocrite. This platform we're on is a lie. Where are we going? What's the plan? That fire got me ready to hunt and gather. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know, it's not, I mean, look, I'm glad you understood the real intent of this stream, Nicholas Rosa. You know, this isn't all about getting to know me. It's about getting to know yourself and the human animal and what it takes to survive. All right, Nicholas Rosa? Don't get it twisted, dude. We're going everywhere. And the plan is whatever the fuck you want it to be. So that's the answer. That's the real answer, Nicholas Rosa. Don't fucking play with me, dude. You know what it is. You knew that was the plan all along. You knew it all along, Nicholas Rosa. You knew it all along. You come to me thinking you need wisdom. You come to this backwoods holler looking for fucking wisdom. But the truth is, Nicholas Rosa, it was within you all along. Ain't nothing you can learn from no swamp witch. But where are we going? The journey is the destination, my friend. The destination is the journey. The journey and the destination are one and the same. Need I say more? If you want, I can elaborate further. But you probably don't need me to, Nicholas Rosa. You probably don't need me to. This big old handful of brush I just gathered, it's got briars and pricklers in it. But I reached in there with my big old man hands and I said, that needs to go in the fire. That deal needs to go in the fire. You just grab it with your hands and you shove it in there like a man does. And you make a fucking fire, dude. Don't matter. I got pricklies in my fingers, dude. But you think that matters, Nicholas Rose? You think that fucking matters? To Mordor? Look, you're right. Fair enough. This looks like Mordor to me, dude. You think this is regular old Middle Earth? Shit. Shit, dude. That's fucking... You don't simply walk into there, dude. Try me. Try me. I'll walk there. I don't give a fuck. Try me, dude. I'll fucking walk there. Look at you. You think you're some kind of big old kind of fire? I'll walk your ass right into Mordor. I'll dog walk your ass straight to fucking Mordor, dude. Straight to Mordor with you. You guys want to go for a walk? I'm headed for Mordor. That's the point, Gabe. I'm glad Gabe gets it. I'm glad Gabe gets it. Does Gabe have any burning fucking questions for me? Because I'm fucking sick of it, dude. People have asked me what it's like to be a genie. People have asked me when I'm going to marry the love of my life. But what do you want to know, Gabe? What the fuck do you want to know, dude? Give me a question. A wizard and a large group of dwarves are on their way to the fire. That's good. That's actually precisely what I built this fire for. It's all according to plan. It's all according to plan. I mean, all right. You get it. You get it, Nicholas Rosa. I don't need to elaborate further. You get it. This is all according to plan. This is the plan, Nicholas Rosa. This was the plan all along. I'm ready for you to hunt and gather too. I need you to hunt some things and gather them so I can put them on my fire because that is the natural order of things. All right, dude? Figure it out. I made the fire. You hunt something and gather it and put it on my fucking fire and we'll have a nice feast. You know? That is simply the natural order of things. He asked if we could borrow some mop water. I could probably make that happen. It's easy. Do you all use that Mr. Clean? I mean, there's some Mr. Clean shit. You pour that shit in some water, and it works well. I only fuck with Mr. Clean. You know, when I see a bald man, I get pretty wary. You know, I mean, what's up with this guy? Has he been through chemotherapy? Is it a lot of stress? Is it steroids that have ruined the testosterone that make him bald? But Mr. Clean is a bald man I can trust. You know, he's worked for me. In my cases. In many such cases. Mr. Clean's got it figured out. He's a pine saw guy? God, dude. Everybody knows the power of pine saw, dude. But it takes a cultured man. It takes a man who's been through the gutter and he's had many of a fire in a rusty, homeless burn barrel to know the true value of a Mr. Man called Mr. Clean. And he really is the only bald guy you could trust. You know, if you're gonna put your trust in pine saw, I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I mean, it works. It works, but I mean, God, dude. You know, all that pine. He likes pine. Okay, I get it. You know, you're on the West Coast. Pine is good. You know, maybe if I was in the Pacific Northwest, I'd have a little bit more appreciation for pine. But Mr. Clean, a man of action, a man of dedication, a man of results, really. Mr. Clean, he gets the tough stains out. And that's all I can say about it. Really. God damn, I'm just grabbing handfuls of fucking thorns over here. That's not good. I thought I had a lot of good scrap. But I'm just cutting my fingers up on fucking thorns. I got 2 people watching right now. What a disaster. What an absolute fucking shit show. Press 1 in the chat right now if you can hear the sound of my drunken voice. That's not just drunk. You know, I'm all, my brain and my linguistics are lubed up with Voodoo Ranger brand truth serum, which is the whole purpose of this stream, is that I can answer your burning questions. But Dope Voice, thank you for being here. I know you're not the only one here. I bet Amelia's here too. Skep might have left. Nicholas Rosa, I may have given him all of the wisdom he could possibly have imparted from the stream. He may have heard all the answers he needs. Which, you know, all right. Yep, that's what I thought. Dope and Amelia, you're a good crowd. You're a good crowd, but this fire needs some work, if I ever seen it. If I'm gonna be out here for at least another 20 minutes, this fire's gonna need some work, dude. Some actual, real fucking work. I may have to dig around a little bit, find something to light on fire. But yeah, we're just having a good time. I haven't done a stream on this channel for a long time. I wanted to remind people I was here, and you know, if anyone had any burning questions besides how many times Shabisky grabbed John's penis at the meetup, I would answer them. Besides that one. But I think the answer was 3, and the reason why was I'm pretty sure Shab didn't feel it the first 2 times, so he grabbed a 3rd time to be sure. That is my best guess. That's all I can say. I'm not a scientist. I didn't do it myself. You know, there's a degree of research that goes into that kind of question. But anything you want to ask about me, I'm an open book, dude. I'm here. So if you want to participate in the first, possibly only ever, Dirt Cobain Q&A Fireside chat, now would be the time. I will answer your burning questions. I'll do it. Unobliged. I mean, I am obliged because I said I'd do it, but I don't really care. I'll do it. How about this? In my box of kindling I have, you won't see it, but it's a box of cigarettes. I mean, I don't smoke cigarettes unless I get stressed, but I guess I've been stressed recently, so we're gonna burn that and forget about that. And it never happened. It's like I never smoked a cigarette. It's that easy. It's that easy. Oh shit, wait. Fuck. That's another box of American Spirit cigarettes that I found there. I'm gonna have to burn those too. Never happened. It's like it never happened. There's no proof or evidence to prove it. The IRS can suck my dick. I ain't never bought no fucking cigarette. As far as I'm concerned, really. I don't smoke cigarettes. That's nasty. What are you doing for Halloween? I want to take Danny out somewhere nice. My lady, the love of my life. I'll get real for a moment here. On the 25th of October, me and my Danny will have been together for 10 years. 10 years is a long fucking time. And I'd like to make it special for her in any way possible. So I don't care what it takes. You know, I've got some ideas rattling around in this old skull of mine. But I would like to make this Halloween, if not our anniversary, just a little special. Do something. I don't care. I don't care if we just travel somewhere for 2 days and whatever. I don't care. I want to do something special for her. So that's, if anything, that'll tell you where's Dirt's head at. If you're wondering, where's Dirt's head at? Right now, the biggest question on my mind is how am I going to make my 10th anniversary with my high school sweetheart more special? And it's hard. I'll admit it. I've been drinking Truth Serum. It's hard. I mean, we live every day of our lives together for the last fucking decade, and I mean, I've dedicated my life to her, and she's done the same, and it's a beautiful fucking thing. It's like, how do you make that fucking worth something? I mean, not to say that. I mean, that was a shitty way to put it. How do you make that? How do you commemorate that? You know, we're not creative. We're easy to please. And we love each other to death. So it's one of those things, you know. I wish I could give her everything. And I'm sure it's the same. Take her to Cracker Barrel. Dude, it's funny. Dude, I tried to take her out. Yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna get into it. I'd love to take her to Cracker Barrel. I've offered several times in the past several months. Let's go to Cracker Barrel. She loves Cracker Barrel like any cracker does. Yeah. But like any human, you know, what can you do? It's hard to make it so freaking special, dude. But it needs to be special, and it will be. And I'll do my goddamn damnedest. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. But that's the biggest question on Dirk's mind. Dirk's got several days. Dirk's got several days to figure it the fuck out. He's trying. He thinks he's got it figured out. But don't we all? Like any good genie, I could be outsmarted. You know? They could be faster than you. They could be stronger than you. But can they perform quite like you do? You know, and that's the real magic of being a genie. Is that you take someone's fucking worthless human wish, you make it into magic. You make it into magic with a lot of smoke and fire. But, you know. I guess I'm kind of new to this genie shit. It wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my first option, I'll tell you that much. You know, we play the cards we're dealt, right? Right, humans? We play the cards we're dealt, and I'm trying my fucking hardest. I'll put it that much. It's been a long day, my friends. And now I've got several more planks of wood. Keep this fire going just a little longer for y'all. Now listen, to this rate, I'm gonna run out of truth serum before I run out of fire. And honestly, truthfully, it's up to y'all. I mean, I'll keep answering the questions, but the further and further I get away from this truth serum, I mean, the more deceptive I may become. Now, I can only blame that on my nature as a genie. Now, listen. There's 5 people. Oh, only 3 now. If you're just tuning in, I'm making a piñata. Send me pictures. I want to see the piñata. I want to see the fucking piñata. I'd like to see a piñata. Who do you think I am? You think I don't want to see a piñata? I want to see a fucking piñata. What do you mean? Well, I have to look at it after the stream. I've only got one phone, but I'll look at it. I want to see the piñata. The fuck I look like? Uninterested in the piñata. I am, you have my full fucking attention, ma'am. I would like to see this piñata. All right, it's gonna need some more kindling. I can tell it already. As a certified genie, I can tell it's gonna need some more kindling. Just put that in right there. And who knows? Maybe we might need a whole other fucking bit of kindling to throw on there, dude. So let me just, don't worry about it. It's right there. It's happening. It's all happening. You may have looked at this piddly ass fire and thought, oh, this fire's about to end. This stream ain't long for the world, but you can never be too sure. You can never be too sure when a fire may just be exactly what you need. Just a little bit of fire. It's gonna be a bus, but you gotta snap. Thank you. I will see the bus. Oh no! It's gonna be a bus? Is it her first day of school? Is she started school, real school? It's gotta be, right? God, dude, time flies. Don't tell me that, dude. Now listen, I want to tell you this, my sister. And for anyone who's not a fan of the Dirk Cobain chat, and you see a certain Amelia, her name is Amelia. You may read it as Amalia. It's not how it's pronounced. Her name is Amelia. It's my sister. Spelled just like Amelia Earhart, I think, right? Probably not. Anyways, maybe that's a problem. Anyways, my sister's Amelia. No, it's for Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. That's fucking hilarious. Either way, I just want to say, not to dox my sister as vague as I try to be about my own whereabouts, but like Shabisky, my sister lives somewhere around Las Vegas. So, I actually have, I don't know if you've heard this, Amelia. This may be news to you. There's no date. There's nothing other than an idea right now, but for work, as a work trip, I may find myself in Las Vegas to enjoy Wizard of Oz at the Sphere. Isn't that funny? If and when that happens, my boss has allotted me an extra day or two to spend time with my family and online streamer friends who may or may not live around Las Vegas. So there's that. Again, I don't have a date or a time, but as soon as he says, hey, we're going to Vegas, I will let you know. But that is in the works. I'd like to hang out with my family. And then, like I said, I got a friend out there by the name of Shabisky who lives right around Vegas. And I'd like to hang around with him for at least a night and walk around the strip or do something crazy. But yeah, keep that in mind. It's all in the works. So I'll be in touch when that happens. Now we'll see. Again, like I said, there's nothing solid right now, but I'd love to get out there and see you guys. Be great. Have you been to the Sphere? Have you seen the Sphere, Amelia? Have you? Have you? Because, I mean, look, Danny spoiled it for me. She showed me some clips on TikTok of what happens there, and I'm like, fuck, I want to go see it. It's cool. If I can give you a date on it, and you can somehow join me there, and maybe we'll be together, but not, and then we can hang out after, I don't know. But if you haven't seen it yet, I'd love to see it with you. It'd be a great time. Be a great time. I'd love to do it. Your preschool is less than 3 miles from the Sphere? That's crazy. We drive past it 5 days a week. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know what's crazier is I just, again, knocked over the last of my truth serum. So it's all got to go right now. It's all got to go. And that's it. That's all she wrote. But the stream will continue for some time. We'll see what happens first. Will the battery die? Will the fire die? Truth is, I'm less than 20% on the phone right now. So it may or may not be the phone that died first, but we're going to hang around. See if anyone has any burning questions they would like to see answered by the one and only most truthful genie on earth, Dirk Cobain. What'll happen? Who knows? Stay tuned. Stay tuned and stay gooned, you know, that's what I say. Shout out to my goons. Shout out to my goons who stay tuned. What can I say? You know? It's all a work of art. Really. I mean, look at this thing. It's a fucking work of art. I mean, it's a work of art. What can I say? It's patience, physics, and understanding. There's a lot of things that go into making such an impeccable fire. I wanted to take my human skills and bring them and share them with you guys as my family. You know, look, this is a nice fire. All it took was a little love and care. You get a good look at me, dude. I'm wearing my Evil Dead. Wearing the Evil Dead Army of Darkness t-shirt bought to me by my loving, beautiful soulmate Danny. This was last birthday gift, dude. And I love it. I wear it to this day. What can I say? Nearly a whole 385 days later, I'm still wearing the thing. George Foreman grill served me well. Okay, I guess I lied. That's not technically a smoking meats. Get the fuck out. You're banned. Skip, you're a mod in this chat. Ban him. Ban him. We don't take any faux smokers. You're a liar. You're a liar, Nicholas Rosa. This was the most truthful and honest stream I was ever supposed to do. And you're in my chat lying. You're telling lies. You're telling fibs. I won't stand for it. You're a liar, Nicholas Rosa. You can't George Foreman some burgers and tell me you're smoking meats. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Sit with that for a moment. For a moment. Just sit with that. You deserve to. Oh, look at what I found here. Big old plank of wood. I can break that several times over. I can break that several times over. All right. Next fucking break, we're gonna call it Shiakuza. That's another fucking piece of wood broken. All right, next one. All right, all right, this is a big piece of wood I'm about to stomp in half here. I'm gonna give it the American History X. We're gonna call it Kame. Hame. Yeah. All right, that's a lot of wood. I just broke down a lot of wood, y'all. Y'all ain't even understood how much wood. Y'all ain't even understood how much wood I caused to break down. Now listen, speaking of causing things to break down, how's everybody holding up? Are you disassembling a pirate ship? Where'd you find that? Don't worry about it. That's the best answer I can tell you, Skabibi. Don't fucking worry about it, dude. Don't fucking worry about it, dude. It's gonna happen whether you like it or not. Maybe those were wooden fragments that hold up the frame to a famous fucking photo or, painting of Sacagawea. You would never know it. You'd never know it because it's getting burned now. You'd never know it. Maybe it was a framed painting of Lewis and Clark, who mapped the intercontinental in the United States. We're gonna start. This foundation is coming apart. You never know what you might be able to burn. You never know. You know, everything's flammable when you really get down to the melting point of it all, right, Skabibi? Don't worry, y'all. It's coming back. The fire's coming back. I'm gonna take this thing. I'll move it around. I'll stir the fire. I'll make a teepee. Now listen, probably the first observation I made in this stream is it's probably irresponsible for me as a white American to refer to anything I'm burning as a teepee. You know, I think we've done enough indigenous erasure. So I'll quit referring to the mound of sticks that I'm burning now as a teepee. That's not burning, just add more heat. Yeah, you're right. Good call. Where's the heat at? Give me that fucking heat. Where's that now? That's some fucking heat. Now that'll fucking take right there, you know what I'm saying, Skababy? You know what I'm saying, Skababy? That's some real heat. That's that real fire. Yep, well, listen, you know, Goonies never say die, but I did disassemble the pirate ship, and it's nothing more but driftwood fucking kindling, dude. What can I say? I'm trying my best here, you know, I tried to put on a show. But if I have to burn a whole fucking historical artifact to do it, I will. I mean, look at this thing. You say, oh, dirt. That ain't no fire. That's barely even teepee. And I'm like, well, the fire right now, as it's growing, is right here. And that is the height of the actual timber that I am burning. But were this dried up fucking driftwood pirate ship plank actually to catch fire, goddamn, this shit would be like 16 feet tall. But clearly it's not. The fucking flame is dying. So let me nurture it for just a moment. Goonies never say die. Goonies never let the fire die. That's what I'm so fucking talking about, dude. And that's what I'm so fucking talking about, dude. Dirt gave us the first two things. Now give us that which we desire. Which do you desire? Tell me right now, what do you desire, Nicholas Rosa? What is your heart's... What would fill you to your heart's content? You tell me, Nicholas Rosa. You tell me. What would fulfill you to your heart's content based on what I can offer you fucking here? What would leave your soul feeling full and could not eat another bite based on what the fuck you have perceived in this stream that I have brought for you today? You know, what more will it fucking take, you insatiable human? What more could it take, dude? Is this not your heart's desire? Is this not everything you had ever yearned for? Isn't it? World peace and prosperity? I'm fucking trying. Have you been paying attention? I'm fucking trying, dude. This is the best I can do. What can I say? Oh, Dirt, you're not quite the fucking Minister of Peace and Prosperity I thought you were. I'm fucking trying, Nicholas Rosa. I'm fucking trying, dude. Let me tell you. If there were enough fucking peace and prosperity in this reality to spread around, I'd take it like you wouldn't believe it wasn't butter, dude. How about that? But the truth is, I don't know if there's enough peace for the whole world, Nicholas Rosa. I don't know. You know, it's a limited commodity. You know, peace, that's something... That's something people fought for, Nicholas Rosa. You gotta fight for your peace, Nicholas Rosa, in a war. You know, it's not so easily bought, dude. Look at that. That's God. If I had to admit it, that right there, that's a fire hazard, dude. There's only one thing to do. There's only one thing to do with a fire hazard, dude. You gotta douse it. You gotta nip it in the bud and say, hey, not today, Satan. Not today, Satan. You can't let a fire happen out of control on my watch. No, sirree. Not today, Satan. But the truth is, Satan ain't got nothing to do with it. And I started this fire in the first place, and I'm wholly responsible for it. That's the truth, honestly. If you want my truth serum analogy of it, you can't fuck around when there's fire involved, dude. Not when you're fucking, yeah. Anyways. We need to take all the fighting out of video games. They say it causes the problems. That means it's the solution. You're right. You know, one of the first video games I ever found myself infatuated with was Shamu SeaWorld from the GameCube, you know? You play that game and there's no enemies. There's no problems. You just gotta, as an orca whale Shamu, traverse your way through the underwater world to breathe in some air as a mammal and continue yourself in a plane of existence that didn't expect you. You know? That's a good game. There's no fighting in that. Satan didn't start the fire. It was always burning. You hormones are vermin. Satan didn't start the fire. It was always burning. You hormones are vermin. Vermin Supreme. You know, I hear the name Vermin Supreme, and I think about a rat in a taco shell with fucking sour cream and pico de gallo. Because that's what makes it supreme, right? You know? Vermin Supreme. Let me grab another piece of the old fucking Jolly Roger back here, dude. We got lots of Jolly Roger to dig up for this fucking fire. When you start the fire, no, it's always burning. Anyways, how are you guys doing? Yeah, I got several moments of fire left in me, dude. If you have any burning questions, I can't think of a circumstance where I could be more truthful and bearing of my soul. But also at the same time, I can't blame you for not really wondering, because fuck, I mean, look at me, I've clearly got it figured out. You know, I'm just some fucking Neanderthal standing around a rust fucking crusted barrel, making a nice homeless person fire. You see a man like me and you're like, well, what could I ask him? He's clearly got it fucking figured out. What do you know? That's what I want to know. What do you know? Satan didn't start that fire. I sure fucking did. This is a Jesus fire. I'm not Jesus, but Jesus. Oh, fucking Jesus had a hand in making this fire here. It's a holy fire. This is some shit that Jesus done fucking, he perceived of and conceived of. This fire is going to happen for some time longer. All right, now listen. If you haven't already been properly acquainted, this is the first and possibly only ever Dirt Cobain Fireside Q&A. So if you have any sort of burning question, what might you want answered? You know, I'm here for it for at least as long as this fire burns or until my phone battery dies, whatever comes first, the chicken or the egg, right? But I don't care. Now listen, I'll be honest. Of all my vices, of all my vices, which believe me, there are many, the hardest to manage is my nicotine addiction. Now listen, as long as I have been out here, which is exactly 103 minutes and 32 seconds, I have not had any nicotine. And again, I go back and forth based on how much stress I'm enduring, whether I ingest that through a vape or an actual cigarette. But the truth is, I'm addicted to nicotine, you guys. It's really hard. I know it's hard to admit. But because I'm so confident in this magical fire that I have born for you, and because I am just so hopelessly and needlessly addicted to the chemical nicotine, I'm going to leave you guys with this bucket of water. And I will be back in absolutely less than 35 seconds. And I'll be back. And not only will I have a vape with nicotine, but I'll have a fully charged vape with THC as well. I'm going to enjoy both. I will. But I'll be back in less than 35 seconds. Keep counting. Keep counting. Thorn, just like every night has its dawn, just like every cowboy has his song, just like every rose has its thorn. All right, nobody's spoken in the chat. That's disheartening. Disheartening to say the least, but I'm gonna keep this fire going just for you few motherfuckers who have hang along for the ride. Listen, I know I'm competing. If you're unaware of the sphere with which I travel, my man Teddy Rubskin, a hell of a fella. He's been live for a long time. He's live right now, my friend Teddy Rubskin. You may have heard of a certain Teddy Ruxpin. Not the same guy. Different guy. I do your research. I can say less. Now listen. You may also subtly, somewhere along the line, be aware of my friend Shabisky, who just went live not long ago. Now Shabisky's not having a fire like this. He's not answering every question and your every wish. But he's live right now. You might see him too. And I'm not trying to compete with him, dude. I'm not. I'm just doing my own thing here. We're live and we're on fire. I'm gonna burn the whole box of Coors Light. But you know, it's all a mystery. It's all a maze. You know, we're traversing this reality which we call life, one day at a time. Really, my friends. One day at a time, we're handling something like this. One day at a time. And I can't blame you for such a stream which you are rendering into your brain right now. Speechless. You're speechless. I can't blame you. You know, this is hard for your average mortal mind to comprehend. You know, imagine a human being just like you, just like me, standing beside a fire just like this, ready and willing to answer any question with the utmost honesty like you are about to ask. So to reiterate the purpose of this whole fucking stream, I will ask you right now, you in the chat, there are 4 people watching this. You could be one of 4 very special people who has the opportunity to ask me on the first and possibly only Dirt Cobain Fireside chat. Ask me a question. I'll answer it from the bottom of my heart and give you the most truthful and honest answer that I can perceive from my own personal human perspective. It can happen. It can happen right now if only you, you fucking pervert, you personal human. If only you were brave enough to ask, I can answer it right now. You know, I'm putting on no airs here. I'm just a human with a fire going. You know, start like a witch's brew. I don't give a fuck. It's gonna happen whether you like it or not. But I can answer your question. Your question, you personally, I can answer your question if only you were brave enough to ask it. It could be any question. It could be about me, it could be about you, it could be about life and the philosophical nature in which we embark our everyday choices. I don't care. You ask me a fucking question, I'll answer it to the best of my fucking supernatural ability. Really. To the best. You know, who am I? I'm nobody. But if you got a question, I'll fucking answer it, dude. I don't give a fuck. What am I to do? You know, life has all these questions. I'm not just gonna answer them. Get the fuck out of town. Get real. Figure it out, dude. I will answer your questions. Another piece of the old Jolly Roger to throw on top. Bake it, cook it good. And next thing you know, we'll have, goddamn, this fire could be an all-nighter. It could outlast the battery of my phone. You never know. You never know. You never know, which is why you need to ask your questions now. You may never again have an opportunity to ask the one and only Dirt Cobain a question beyond your fucking imagination's capability, and I will answer it from the bottom of my soul with the utmost truthful honesty. Now listen, this fire, I'll admit, from a layman's standpoint, it could be warmer. You know, I could nitpick it and say, oh, well, you know, it could be perfectly vertical. That may help. You know, oh, this piece here, you know, how's that going to catch where it is right now? And I could layer it like that, and it would be a better fire. Truthfully, honestly. But in the meantime, I will give the 4 people watching this right now time to ponder a question. I need a question right now. If you don't ask me a question by the time I finish taking a piss right here beside you, well, I may just have to ask you a question. All right. Was the world really created in 6 days? No. Maybe. I guess that would be all relative to what a day is for you. Let's say at the time the world was created, that it only took 6 days for, an atom that became Earth to sprawl across the cosmos and create the solar system that our Earth now resides in. Maybe in a cosmological, timey-wimey, space-time continuum sort of way, it only took 6 days for all that to happen. Just think about how we measure a day. Think about how we measure a day, Paradox. Think about that. It's only one rotation around our 360-degree axis as we rotate in orbit around the sun. That's one day. But think, if the sun were one single atom, how would you measure the time to make 6 days to rotate around that single atom if we were not... I don't know. Think about it, dude. God is the answer. God is the answer, Paradox. What do you mean? Yeah, the world could be created in 6 days because God decides what 6 days is, you motherfucker. Don't be some kind of naysayer in my chat, dude. You're being weird, dude. What do you mean, dude? 6 days? Time is relative, dude. Time is a construct. Your puny human mind created 6 days. Don't think about it too hard, right? That's what God would want you to do. He'd want you to not think about it too fucking hard. Honestly. God. You give me weird vibes, Paradox, bro. What, you don't like love God or something, dude? Kind of weird, bro. Kind of weird, bro. Kind of weird, dude. What do you mean, dude? What do you fucking mean, dude? You don't trust God to make a world in 7 days? That's a red flag, bro. That's a red flag, dude. That's a red fucking flag if I've ever seen one. You don't trust God, bro? That's all I'm hearing. I'm hearing you don't trust God, Paradox. Sounds kind of weird, bro. I don't know. I'm not judging, bro. I knew God was real. Nice try. Nice try. Too little, too late, Paradox. Too little, too late. That's all I can say, dude. Welcome to the first ever Dirk Cobain Q&A Fireside stream, which also has been known as the Book of Revelations. The end time is happening. As soon as the stream ends, you may or may not be sucked up into the vortex that what humans have come to know as heaven. Now listen, if the stream ends and you don't get sucked up into heaven, dude, I got bad news for you, dude. It's only, oh wow. It's only perdition from here on out, dude. I tried my best. I tried to prepare my people. I tried to take this flaming coal and put it in a fire in a manner that doesn't burn myself. I tried my hardest. But the truth is, if you have faith in God, rapture me. I'm trying. I'm really fucking trying, Gabe. I'm trying my hardest. If there were ever a rapture, I'm trying to conjure it right now, but I don't. Listen, if you're still listening at the end of this broadcast and you haven't been raptured, I may have some bad news for you. You probably just weren't that good of a Christian. Honestly, look at it, dude. Listen, it's all self-explanatory. You don't need to know, you know. I'm trying to rapture you. I'm trying my best, but clearly it's not easy work. Clearly. Fucking clearly. Listen, if people come across you and they're telling you, oh, Dirk Cobain viewer, this is the end times. Well, time is all a matter of perspective. It's all relative. You know, your end times could be 50 years from now. But you could be raptured all the same. More passion, more energy, more footwork. I'll try. Hold up. More passion, more energy, more footwork. More passion, more energy, more footwork. Did it work? Did my feet work? I tried. I put my whole heart and spirit into that, dude, but I think we're still not getting raptured. I'm trying my best, dude. I'm trying my fucking best. But it's looking grim. I can't deny it's looking grim. I don't know. You know, it's only every so often we get a good rapture. But the turnout from this rapture isn't quite what I was expecting, to say the least. I mean, in all my millennia, this may be the most pitiful rapture I have ever seen. You know, it's not many people getting raptured today, but I'll put more passion and energy and footwork into it as I can. Oh yeah, I'm feeling it now. See, maybe it is working. Don't give out hope. Don't give out hope. You could be raptured tonight, if only we all believed, right? I think that's the true test of getting raptured. If you believe hard enough, you could be elevated to the next otherworldly plane. But for those sinners like me, well, you see what it is, dude. It's nothing but fire and sulfur and perdition. Yep. Well, I don't know. I'm feeling pretty raptured right now. I think we've got a good rapture going here. I think if just enough people believed and put their hands together, we could make a rapture happen right now in your own neighborhood. If only we could put enough minds and hearts and souls together, we could rapture ourselves right now. Right now, dude. Now listen, I'm looking at this state of things, you know. Like I said, a white man shouldn't burn a teepee, and maybe that has prevented me from building a structured fire in some regard. But really, we're gonna have to form some sort of triangular shape to make sure that, you know, this fire brings about the kind of rapture we're seeking. In truth, I don't think it matters all that much. That rapture's gonna happen whether we want it or not, right, Gabe? Right, Gabe? Are you ready to be raptured? You're begging for it. The Spirit of God wants to lift you up, but the devil just keeps on dragging you down. You can't be raptured if you're tempted by the devil, right? So, in order to make this rapture fire happen the way God intended, I'm gonna have to build a teepee. As fucking xenophobic as that might be, I may have to form a triangular structure and call it a teepee like God intended. And burn it just like God intended. It's got to be more vertical than that. That's all I can say. As a person who's burned many a teepee in this short lifetime, it's just going to need to be a little more vertical than that, honestly. But, you know, I'm not condoning the burning of teepees. I think all teepees should stand, no matter what race built them. I think teepees are special. I think that is a form of forgotten architecture that, you know, you never know when you may need to build a teepee. And, you know, some of you childish goons out there may say, oh, teepee, he said pee. It's not funny. It's not fucking funny, dude. This is real life. This is reality. And sometimes reality burns. Sometimes it's all a part of a tumultuous circle of life that makes a rapture happen. But I'm telling you, from the rate we're moving right now, this isn't a rapturous fire. I'll tell you that much. I wouldn't look at this fire and say, hell yeah, I hope to be raptured tonight. Maybe the rapture just isn't upon us, dude. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to bring about the rapture. Maybe tripod? Listen, I'm trying. Tripod? Tripod? I mean, there is technically 3 major planks of the Jolly Roger that are building up this fire right now. I could try to tripod them, but even then, if I put them together in a tripod fashion, I'm still looking at that and I think, damn, that's a teepee. And then I think, as a white man burning a teepee, I'm like, god damn, what a colonizer am I, right? You know, I'm fucking Christopher Columbus himself, burning a fucking teepee. It's just, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good, Gabe. It feels really bad. It feels really bad to burn a teepee. But you know, maybe that's just part of the white guilt that I deserve. Maybe I should feel bad burning a teepee. Right, Gabe? And I could call it a tripod all I want, but I still feel pretty bad for burning a teepee, dude. What can I say? It's built in my DNA. What can I say? Even if this TP is in a homeless, rust-covered burn barrel, I'm like, that could house at least one. You know, you put a buffalo skin around that, and that's a whole, I mean, God, at least protect one person from the elements. You know, I can't help but feel a little guilty for that, right, Gabe? Right, Gabe? What can I say? You know, it's a hard knock life for us, right? You know, we can't take these teepees that we build and burn them for granted. You know, this homeless barrel, this rusty barrel that you may find several homeless people with fingerless gloves warning themselves around. Not everyone can just happen upon this, you know. This level of Jolly Roger pirate ship scrap wood that it takes to dig up out of your property, not everyone has access to that. You know, so I feel like even me, a spiritually empowered being like a genie or like a, you know, I don't know, a fairy godmother, whatever, a wish-granting entity. You know, as I sit around this and I burn it, I'm like, was it worth it? Was it worth it when this could house and warm and feed so many? You know, when I burn this for nothing but, you know, spiritual atonement, is it even worth it? Is it worth it, Gabe? Is it worth it that I've burnt this teepee in the name of Caucasian warmth? Right? Is it worth it? What can I say? This could have built homes. It could have built a whole nother Jolly Roger. Something capable, seaworthy. Something seaworthy to you know, get across the transatlantic strait. Well, we didn't really do much good with that either, did we? Amelia, I think you scared everyone off. Everyone is a relative term. Between you and Gabe, there's at least one other person. At least one other person who is listening to this right now. That doesn't matter. I don't care if I scare him off. That was kind of the point of this whole stream. I haven't gone live in some time. The fishing streams have been lax. I'll admit it, you know, I haven't done much fishing lately. I like the fishing, but what can I say? It's a hard time. It's hard for everyone to get together and get out on the water and do something. So I was just trying to share a little piece of my life with those who cared. And as it turns out, it's only 3 of you who care right now, which is fine, you know. If anyone comes across the stream and manages to bear through it and sit through it to this point, and you listen to this in the further ether of what may time let happen, I appreciate you too. If you're listening to this right now and you're not listening to it live, fuck, dude, I don't know what you're doing with your time, but you could probably, like, I don't know, clean your bathroom or something while you listen to this. It'd probably make life a little more manageable. But that being said, I don't care. I'm doing this for the shits and gigs. You know, there were several people who, you know, watched this and tuned in and had a laugh about it, and that's all that mattered. What part do I have to rub to get my 3 wishes? That's a good question. That is actually a good question. So, I cannot give you a direct answer to that question. But based on which part of the lamp you choose to rub, it may determine the quality and, you know, intuition based on your actual intent of what the wishes may produce. Now, I can't tell you. All I can say is, like Britney Spears, you better rub me the right way. That's all I can say. If you rub it wrong, then, you know, you may get the monkey's paw answer. But if you figure out how to really rub a genie's lamp, well, that genie will treat you like a champ. Ain't that right? But that's an example of some knowledge I cannot share. And I'm only telling you that because I've ingested enough truth serum to be completely honest with you. Because if I hadn't, I may tell you the least effective way to rub a genie's lamp, and then, well, you know, just because that may work in my favor. But, and the truth is, the best answer I can give you is you got to choose. You got to choose what part of the lamp you rub, and hopefully you choose the right portion. Because if not, well, that genie, the power is in the genie's court. But if you know how to court a genie, well, then the magic is simply in your hands, Mr. Jason. Do the math. Do the math. Now listen, this fire's happening. It's happening. This is a good fire. Like I said, I may have outdone myself and made a wonderful fire. As it stands right now, it's 1:30 in the morning where I live. I have to work tomorrow. I gotta be at work in like 9 hours, but I'm not too worried about that. You know, I've drank all the truth serum I have in my capacity, and I have worked on less sleep and more alcohol. I'll put it plainly like that. So it's not a danger, but in truth, I just realized the true limiting factor. The limiting factor on the stream is I have 2% left on my battery. Now, when I run out of battery, I'm going to douse this flame with this jug of water I have beside me. Now, that being said, as the battery dwindles from 2 to 1 and then 0, this is your last chance. Your last chance to participate in what may be the first and only Dirk Cobain Fireside Q&A. So if you have any sort of burning question, any burning question that you want answered, if you want to peek into Dirk Cobain's fucking lavish lifestyle, now is your chance, because I have imbibed a considerable amount of truth serum, Voodoo Ranger brand truth serum, that will empower me to answer your questions with the utmost